A new battle is brewing between the Trump administration and Governor Newsom. Senate and House lawmakers have voted to end California's electric vehicle rules. NBC4's Conan Nolan in the newsroom now with more for us on that and the Trump administration's showdown with higher education. Conan.
That's right. As you pointed out, the Department of Homeland Security is the one who said it targeted Harvard University because of what it says was the university's tolerance of anti-Semitism. The university says it is reviewing its legal options, and they're not alone. State officials, including the governor of California, today said they will sue the federal government over a historic vote that was taken in the U.S. Senate that ends California's other freedom, not the one regarding academic excellence, but air pollution.
Los Angeles suffers the worst blanket of smog in its history.
A thick layer of brown awfulness from the mid-50s to the smog alerts of the 1980s.
Eye-stinging smog covered much of Southern California this afternoon, touching off several first-stage alerts.
Dense, toxic, eye-watering auto emissions, trapped between the mountains and below the LA Basin's inversion layer. So oppressive that for decades, California was allowed to pass tougher pollution laws than required by the federal government.
Because there were unique challenges facing places like Los Angeles.
But today, over the protests of both California Senators Adam Schiff and Alex Padilla, a historic vote ending the so-called California waiver.
Californians will be forced to breathe dirtier air than they should have to.
Majority Republicans said California needed to be reined in after state officials in their effort at fighting pollution and climate change had required a ban on the sale of new fossil fuel engines by 2035.
Under California's electric vehicle mandate, automakers around the country would be forced to close down a substantial part of their traditional vehicle production with serious consequences.
They didn't care. They want to pollute more.
An outraged Governor Gavin Newsom says the state will sue, pointing out that Senate Republicans threw out the 60-vote filibuster rule so that the measure could pass with a simple 51-vote majority.
This is about the act of theft, because pollution's a subsidy. It's an act of theft against our kids and grandkids.
Earlier, the House of Representatives passed a massive budget bill which will end federal tax breaks for the purchase of electric vehicles, with health spending cuts which could kick millions off of California's Medi-Cal program. And college administrators in the state are on edge following the announcement that the White House was taking the unprecedented step of no longer granting student visas to foreign students attending Harvard University, which constitute a large share of the enrollment at that school, as well as at schools across the state.
27% of their students are foreign students, and they will have to find some other university to go to, and hopefully they find one that cares about them and provides a safe environment.
Back to the clean air law, the governor of California says that this is the 23rd lawsuit against the Trump administration, and said that in meeting with President Trump in the Oval Office and discussing this rule, pointed to a picture of Ronald Reagan, who was governor of California and instituted the first Air Resources Board. He, with Richard Nixon, established the first California waiver so the state could control its own pollution regulations. The governor told Mr. Trump that Ronald Reagan would be ashamed if you signed that waiver, that bill that ended California's waiver. He said the president laughed. I'm Conan Nolan, NBC4 News.